Well, good morning. Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be working on the front here. I'm going to be putting some more supports on the deck. Right now there's no floor joist between here and here, so this is really spongy. I'm going to fix that. And I'm going to do the attachment for making it hooked when it's up. And I'm going to put on these side chains. And then hopefully get started on the door. Some of you folks mentioned the mess in my yard. What mess? I don't know what you're talking about. So this is actually when I cleaned out my equipment trailer last year. I had a tarp down there and I had everything covered. It is time to start cleaning that up. I put the ladders up. Got that cleaned up yesterday, trying to clean up the area. So I want to make sure I take care of that before winter comes. So back to over here. Just do a temporary support here. What can go wrong, right? So I'm going to add one right in here and one over on that side. There's not a lot of bearing weight on this, so I'm just going to go with a 2x2, basically. Like that, and that will strengthen it up a lot. I mean, they have so many different bits. This one looks really close. It's probably like a T15 or something. I don't know. I'll go get another bit. Now I'll screw it down through. That should make a world of difference. I bought a couple of eye bolts and a clip. When it's in place, like that. So I'll tip that up. And I'm going to mount them right against the trim here. So I'll put one eye bolt down through, and for that, should work really good. Handy dandy Thor sledgehammer. So I ran this eye bolt all the way in. It's good and solid. I think it's the answer. There we go. Good and solid. I need to do something for the stairs to secure that a little better. In case I ever have it down and I just want to move around on site or something, so that this is fixed. Right now it's kind of floppy, and I'm not sure. Something almost like a bungee cord, but maybe a little stronger. Great progress on this. So I've got the supports on here that really firmed up these two standing areas much better. And I got the hook hooked up. So it secures like that. And what is stronger than one bungee cord? 2 bungee cords. That holds it very well. Let me just lower it down and see what it looks like. That's a really quick release. I like that. Good. So that'll keep it up out of the way if I decided I wanted to travel just driving around or whatever. I am going to hook the truck up to this just to see what the angle looks, how much angle I can get with it down. Because I kind of like the looks of it down when traveling. But first, I need to do the chains on both sides. Let me go get those. I'm going to hook on, just take it for a spin down the road. So apparently I have to put the deck up in order to crank it down. Okay, that's hooked up. I just had to tap it a little bit with a hammer. Quick release. Just curious how much angle I can get on that. I'll pull down there, just see what it looks like. About 1.5 inches there. Let me see what that is as far as an angle. So I can get just a pinch sharper, but this is, if I hold it on the bumper and look down through there, it's not quite a 45. I think that's pretty good. Shouldn't need to be any sharper than that, but for long-term travel, I'd probably leave the deck up. Well, let's see how it rides going down the road. What a beautiful day for a ride. Wow. How's it going back there, Kaya? You good? I parked in a different place. It was back there, so the ground falls away more. I'm curious to see how the steps lie, or lay, or loo, as I lower it. So hopefully with different terrains, there's some flexibility. Yeah, it looks good. I have the chains on. Those work good. Okay. I think it's time to build a door. So I picked up the glass yesterday. Now I have to fit it all into that opening. So door. I purposely pulled the Vardo ahead so that I can work here with the sawhorses outside. It's supposed to be beautiful weather for a few days, so I'll go get the sawhorses. That should be good. I also have that table that I made up in there. I'll muscle that out here and set it on the sawhorses. Time to make this door. The width is 30 1/4, top and bottom, and it is square. I've already checked that. Square opening. 6'5" is tight. 6'5", 30 1/4 is tight. Let's go over and do some calculating. This is the glass that I could come up with short notice. It was $105. Insulated low E. It's tempered glass, which is required for a door. So I'm going to make this fit inside of the door. It's also going to be a Dutch door, so that this will be in the top half of the door. And the door will swing out. The door itself, like my entry door into the shop, is 1 3/4. So if I use a 2x4, I'll rip it down, and then I can put insulation inside of it. A whole bunch of things to consider in building this. The opening, the opening of the door on the Vardo is 30 1/4. Right now we have 29 3/16. So we have 1 1/16 left. There'd be a space here. I want to build a framework around here to hold the glass in place. So I'm going to cut something out so that I can so the glass will be centered this way in the opening. So that'll be the first thing. I guess I'll rip some lumber and start with that to make a framework for this glass. All right, this is really important when you're making an opening for glass in a door, and when you're making the whole door. What we have to work with, the opening, as I said, was 30 1/4. So I'm going to subtract 1/4 so that we have an 1/8 inch play on each side of the door opening, so it will shut and open and can come up against the doorstop. So in calculating, if I use a full 2x4 on each side, and I have the glass, I ripped some pine. It's 3/4 inch thick, and it by 1.5 inches, so it'll sit flush there. I have one on each side. So right now we have 30 3/4. So that's 3/4 of an inch too much, which is what I planned for, because we want to rip out 3/8 and 3/8 a notch into here so the glass will slide in to each side. So that's the next step. I'm going to create a notch, probably 9/16 wide, so that it will slip in there easily. And once I know it all fits, then I'll silicone it and it'll be airtight. This reminds me of when seeing glass like this. I did some windows at the gable end of a house that were picture windows. They're huge. And I was reaching out to scribe up here, and I put my hand on the glass just to put enough weight, and when I did, cracked the glass. This is tempered, so it's a little more forgiving. Okay, enough of that. So I'm going to go cut out a notch on these two. I might as well do the top and bottom because I'm going to have to do that as well. But I'll do that, and we'll be back. I'm just going to do I want to get the height correct, and then I'll set the fence good for left and right. So I'm just going to do enough to make sure that my measurement is correct for height. I wouldn't mind a 1/2 inch, maybe a little less than that. So I'm 7/16. That is perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to rip. I want to get the glass exactly centered in here. So I'll get some a measurement here. If this is 1.5 inches, it'd be 3/4. The blade is about an 1/8 inch thick. You know what? I'm going to just start. I'm going to rip these 3 all the way across, and then I'll set the blade out a little bit each time till I get the glass is a 1/2 inch thick. So I want to be, let's see, be centered. Right there, that's the center. Okay. This has a rough side. I want that against the outside. I want the smooth towards the glass on all of these. I could have set up a dado blade to just do it all in one shot, but I just didn't want to. Lazy, I guess. Okay. Now we'll back that out about a blade. I don't know if you noticed, but as it gets wider, it has more freedom to move around. So I was having to really, over here, hold it tight to the fence so that it would cut properly. So we're getting there. That's about 5/16 of an inch there, so. Let's just dry fit this, see how it goes. Good. It's just a slight bit of play, so it'll go in there well. Once I put silicone all the way around that, that'll seal it up and make it firm. Well, before we do any siliconing, caulking, whatever, glazing, we're going to just verify that the width is good in case it's off. Okay, so that theoretically should represent the width. The what we want for width is 30 exactly. Oh. 29 15/16. Better too much. A 1/16 of an inch is okay, right? It is for me. Okay. So I'm satisfied with that. I think we're good. We'll cut these to length and make this as a unit with the frame around it. I want to dry fit these. I've got all 4 pieces cut. Come on. In there. looks good. Oh yeah, nice. Perfect. Okay. So that's the frame. Now we'll be able to attach it after I silicone it. And we'll have our 29 and 15/16. Good. In the past, I've made Dutch doors. I've made the door all as one, then went back afterwards and cut it. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the top half, then I'll make the bottom half. So I need to cut, I want 1.5 inches 2x on top and 1.5 inches on the bottom. 22 3/4, top and bottom. 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And these I'll cut at 40 inches, which gives me 1.5 inches below and 1.5 inches above. So let's do that. Okay, so obviously we have to secure these together. What's the best thing to do to maybe secure these? All you Craig people are probably saying, come on, use the Craig. So I'm going to secure it to the table. Let go. All right. So it's going, the top one's going this way, so I want them that way. Perfect. All right, so that'll tie in. I put this kind of in the way, so I'll remove it for now. Okay. So there's some things that need to happen first. One thing is I need to silicone this all the way around there. I am ready for the to start the assembly. So this piece goes here. I did the Craig pocket holes that will go out into these. First thing I want to do is attach. I have to figure out an order because I need to silicone everything. So I'm going to just run a screw, maybe 2 screws actually, so that this will become as one unit. Then it'll be fixed and I can screw it and glue it. I might as well do the bottom one as well. This is probably going to squirt out all over the place. Oh well. I don't want to move these much so that the caulking doesn't come out, silicone doesn't, don't want it to come out. Nice, very nice. I'll do the bottom one after I secure the top. I'm going to use pipe clamps. because when you start the screws, the wood will, because of the grain, it'll want to travel around a little. That looks really good. There it is. Once we put the skin over this, it's going to be the 1/4 inch Luan. Once we do that on both sides, that will fix this piece, so it won't have any opportunity to move. Let's stand it up, take a peek at it. Yeah. A little bit of silicone squirting out there. I'll take a razor and cut that out after. Good. On to the next thing. I guess we'll do the lower door next. Well, I ran out of time to make the entire door. I still have a few hours to build the lower section and get the skin on it all and get it all prepped. I did just want to check it and see if it fits in the door opening. Let's just see. Preferably without dropping it, huh? Oh yeah, good. Nice. I can't get it all the way up there, but I got my hands in the way. Good. Well, we'll pick up some hinges and get this thing mounted, and then should look really sharp. I'm still trying to think if I want to do some sort of a design in the skin to maybe come in a little bit, and then silicone or foam spray. I don't know, not sure yet. Figure something out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Hey, leave a comment, hit the like button, share it, tap the bell. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe.